Hello there, my friends. So, the new Fallout TV show is on Amazon Prime, and I've watched the first 3 episodes. So, I'm going to give you my first impressions. There's 5 things about this show that I really like, and what do you like about the show? Put it in the comments below, and of course, if you want to join the 13,470 subscribers to this channel, go ahead and like and subscribe to this video. All right, if you guys know my channel at all, you know I post a lot of Fallout content, mostly gameplay and mostly Fallout New Vegas. So one of the things that I really liked about this, especially the very first episode, was that it was going to be darkly humorous, right? That, I had a friend I talked to today, and he said, it's a little bit dark. And I'm like, yeah, that's Fallout, man. It's dark. I mean, like the end of the world and then 200 years after, really dark. So what I really liked was the scene, and there are spoilers all throughout this. So if you haven't watched it and you don't want any spoilers, you're definitely going to want to watch it and then come back and see if my observations match yours. So spoiler alert. You've been warned. So last chance. Okay, so the first scene where they're at the birthday party, and basically the cowboy who's going to become a ghoul is there with his daughter, and they see the nuclear explosions. That was so wonderfully done. The shocking element of it, the impact, the broken glass, the realism of it, and of course the thumbs up, as the anecdotal Fallout Boy thumbs up being, if the mushroom cloud is smaller than your thumb, then you're probably safe, but if it's not, then you might as well just give up. And that was a wonderful touch they had with the little girl saying, "Is it your thumb or my thumb?" It just, heart-wrenching, pounded home. But the actual visual effects reminded me of what had up till now been, I think, my favorite nuke scene, which was from Terminator 2, where Sarah Connor's clutching onto the fence. And if you haven't seen that, go back and watch that scene. I'm sure that you can find it on YouTube. All right, so the next thing that I really liked about it, number 2, was the ghoul. He turns into a ghoul, right? So we got his backstory, and now it looks like we're going to flash back and forth between the current day, which is like 200 years after the end of the world, after Armageddon, and then back to before that. And that's pretty cool. It's a really great way to flesh out the universe for those people who have not watched, or played rather, I should say, any of the Fallout games. But also it's a really nice, because those of us who have immersed ourselves in this universe are going to get a lot of really great some information, because a lot of the backstory is not narrated throughout the Fallout games. It can be found in computer terminals and references, and then there are people who have gone online and tried to piece together the timeline, but there's a lot of speculation and a lot of room for interpretation. So it looks like we're going to get some good stuff there. And speaking of going back in the homages, there's a lot of Easter eggs. Number 3, what I really like about what they're doing with this series, is there's a lot of Easter eggs. So there's a ruined Sunset Sarsaparilla billboard in one of the scenes, which is great, because then we find out that we're near Las Vegas. So we're in the West. And at first, it's not immediately obvious. I mean, there is a Western feel to it, of course, with a cowboy and that sort of thing, but it's not really identified until, I think, for me, partway through the 3rd episode. Now, maybe I missed some stuff, and if I did, you guys can tell me in the comments. But could have been the capital wasteland, could have been near the eastern coast, but we definitely saw the ocean, but it was definitely Southern California. So Sunset Sarsaparilla was not mentioned in Fallout 3. So I thought, okay, it's not the capital wasteland, but it was definitely very prominent in Fallout New Vegas. And I'm so glad that they're not ignoring the Fallout New Vegas thing. And Fallout 1 and 2, actually, the games take place in the western half of the United States. So it's nice that they're sticking with that. I'm really happy. And a couple other Easter eggs that I really liked. Of course, the bobblehead in Ma's shop was really awesome. You got to have bobbleheads. And even down to the details of like the Brotherhood squire cleaning out the latrines and the flies, because in the first two Fallout games there were flies over all the outhouses, and that was detail that was rendered in mid-90s, late 90s graphics, and it was very memorable for those of us who play that game. And if you go back and play that game, it's a little clunky because of the age, but it's got some really amazing role play going on there. So, yeah. The fourth thing that I really liked about the series is that the first episode was really clean. Like when we were in the vault, in Vault 33, everything was really sanitized and clean and nice, and it's going to be such a contrast to what goes on the surface. And I just thought that was beautifully done, that generations had survived inside the vault and in kind of an ordered and perfect society. And then we're going to get the contrast of the chaos and just brutality up above. So I thought they did a really good job with that. And number 5 I'm going to leave you with is I think they portray the Brotherhood of Steel just to an absolute perfection, just to a T. The class divisions between a scribe and a knight and a squire, right? So like it's really amazing, and the way that the Vault Dweller, the main character Lucy, kind of idolizes the knight, or what she perceives to be a knight in shining armor, and yet when we saw behind the scenes at the Brotherhood of Steel encampment, or what do you want to call it, barracks, and the brutality of the and the caste system, the breaking up of ranks, and there's some already been some innuendos as to the Brotherhood of Steel sees the outsiders who are not members of their organization as savages, and they're going out to collect all the technology because they're the only ones who can be trusted with it. So it's very heavily going to talk about the discrimination, and that's very big in the games. So for those who haven't played the games, they're portraying the Brotherhood of Steel in a very classic way that is faithful to the lore, as far as I can tell. So those are the 5 things that I picked up right away with this. I'm sure there are going to be more, and I really enjoy the what I've seen so far. So if you guys have any comments, go ahead and put them in the comment section. And I have tons of videos about Fallout on my channels, this channel and Pittsburgh Pat, and then just look for the Fallout playlist, and you can just subscribe to that. It's great if you subscribe to the channel as well. But also I have an entirely separate Fallout channel called Fallout of This World, all one word. It's kind of long, and it could use a couple more subscribers because we're right around 1,000, which is a magic number on YouTube. It's 900 and some, and yeah, I don't post to that as often, but it's all Fallout content. They're pretty much without. There may be a couple things that I do there with other games that are related to roleplay, but yeah. And then I have a bunch of other channels too. So if you have any questions about those, Dungeons and Dragons channels, I have a podcast where I interview people who are creatives and writers and actors and dancers and performers. yeah, you know, just ask me. I pretty much have my hands in a whole bunch of things. So, yeah, thanks for supporting the channel. Appreciate the 13,000 subscribers out there, and I'm really happy to see this Fallout series. So, I will talk to you on the next one. Take care.